Stop focusing on your damn FICO score. Does your FICO score really matters? Or is it just there for fun? We're going to read about that. So the law I want y'all to go to, the code I want y'all to go to is 15 USC 1681, Congressional Findings and Statement of Purpose. So when you are reading these codes, y'all, the title tells you exactly what you're getting into. Congressional findings. It's telling you right there, Congress has found something that is not right. And this is why this code came about. So it's important to make sure that you are understanding congressional findings. What is that? Understand the titles. Understand what they're trying to tell you. So we're going to go down to 2 and we're going to read it. An elaborate mechanism has been developed for investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, and general reputation of consumer. Can anybody tell me what an elaborate mechanism really is? See, we need to break down these words so we can really understand what Congress is telling us. If you're not breaking down the words, you're not really going to understand what's going on. It's important to. It says an elaborate mechanism has been developed for investigating. Who is doing the investigating? So it says something has been developed for investigating on the consumer. The only person I know that is investigating on the consumer is financial institutions. When you go apply for credit. So an elaborate mechanism has been developed for investigating. What is this elaborate mechanism? They develop something that's going to investigate on the consumer. They're investigating on my credit worthiness. If I'm worthy enough for credit, my credit standing. What is the standing of my credit? What's going on in my credit report? Credit capacity, my character, judging me off my character. What my moves like. How I deal with financial institutions. They're judging me. So what is this an elaborate mechanism? Could it be your FICO score? The FICO scoring system. It didn't say the consumer report has been developed for investigating. No, Congress didn't say that. It says an elaborate mechanism has been developed. It says an elaborate mechanism has been developed. So the consumer report and the FICO score, they obviously is not the same. Because if it was the same, then Congress would have said the consumer report has been developed for investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, and general reputation of consumers. So if it was the consumer report and the FICO score, if they was the same, I think Congress would let us know that. So what is the definition of a consumer report? Let's see what the definition of a consumer report is. So when we read consumer report, it says, in general, the term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency bearing on a consumer's credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristic, or mode of living, which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole or in part for the purpose of serving as a factor in establishing the consumer's eligibility for credit or insurance to be used primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. B, employment purposes. Or C, any other purpose. So when you read what consumer report is, it doesn't say anything about a FICO score. So that alone tells us that a FICO score and your consumer report is not the same. So that's why I say stop focusing on your FICO score. Why are we focusing on our FICO score when Congress don't even speak anything about a FICO score? Could it be that this elaborate mechanism was created to benefit the financial institutions? This is something that they use to come up with a decision on how they're going to deal with the consumers. Because the elaborate mechanism, which is the FICO score, is a number. But could it be that they're really judging you off your relationships with other financial institutions? Because the FICO score wouldn't come about if your relationships with financial institutions didn't play a part. Because it says that even when you read what Consumer Report is, they're judging you off your credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity. So that what makes up who you are. So shouldn't you be focused more on the relationships that you have with other financial institutions? Your credit score don't matter. So a lot of people are like, oh, I just want my credit score to raise. I want my credit score to raise. The FICO score is going to go up and down depending on what's added to your consumer report and what's taken out of your consumer report. So it really doesn't matter. And Congress don't say anything about a FICO score. That mechanism was developed so they can evaluate how they want to deal with us. When you go and apply for an extension of credit somewhere and they tell you you have been denied because of your FICO score, how? You've never put your FICO score on an application. You wasn't denied because of your FICO score. And that scoring system is what they're using to disguise what it is that you're really being denied for, because you're being denied for your credit worthiness, your credit standing, your credit capacity, your character, and general reputation of you, how you deal with other financial institutions. When they pull your consumer report, they're looking at how well you are in connection with other financial institutions, whether you are paying these banks back, whether you defaulted on a loan. They're trying to see if they really want to do business with you. If you went repoed and they see you got a repo, oh, and you're trying to go get another car, oh, we ain't going to do business with you. You got a credit card, you done maxed out. No, you can't get no credit with us. So they're judging you on your credit worthiness. A FICO score really don't matter. So if we really focus on the information that is put on our consumer report, which you have the power to control it. You have the power. It's like a game. Once you understand a game, you can go out here and get as much credit as you want to get, because I control what's on my consumer report. My FICO score really don't matter. Yeah, it's great to have an 800 credit score, but it's even greater when you can control what could and could not be on your consumer report. So if they say you've been denied because of your FICO score really doesn't matter. But what you're being denied for is the relationships that you have with other financial institutions. And this is where it becomes a win-win for you if you know how to fight. When you have been denied, adverse action has been taken against you, say that, oh, no, we're not going to do business with you because of your FICO score, the information that's reporting to your consumer report, that's a violation. And that's where damages sustained happens to you. They are damaging you. And this is where you can use it in your administration process if you decide to take it to court. Because now you got to do your investigation. Now you got to figure out, okay, let me get that report, what you use to deny me, so I can see what's reporting. And then I'm going to go after who's reporting what. Because if you denied me for a relationship that I had with somebody 5 years ago in regards to a repo or whatever it was, a credit card you had in the past, whatever the case may be, first of all, I didn't give them people permission to report. Remember, there's an act that speaks on you have to give the consumer reporting agency written instructions to report information onto your consumer report. Written instruction is a contract between you and the consumer reporting agencies. Do you have a contract in place with the consumer reporting agencies stating that it is okay for them to report that repo that you had 5 years ago with that company? Is there a contract in place? I just was denied credit from another financial institution. Adverse action been taken against me because of information that was pulled up on my consumer report. So this is where it becomes a win-win for you, the consumer. And we got to know how to fight, but we got to know that what really matters and what don't matter. The consumer report matters more than your FICO score. The FICO score going to move up and down if you can control what is put on your consumer report. That's what really matters. It's about the controlling of your consumer report. What information is being put on your consumer report, and you can go after these people when you are denied credit. I can get you paid for having bad credit. It's that simple. So it's not as bad as we think it is. Learn the game correctly. You got to learn what these words mean. I just wanted to break that down so you guys can understand that the FICO score isn't everything. It's good to have an 800 and raise your credit score, but if your consumer report is popping and you are controlling what's put on there, you don't even have to worry about the FICO score. Because when financial institutions are looking to extend credit, they're looking at the relationships that you have with other financial institutions. So if you got something reported negatively, you, the consumer, have the right to remove it off your consumer report. If you got something reported positively, hey, leave it on there because it benefits you. It's all about how your consumer report benefits you. You leave the information on there that's going to benefit you. You take the information off that is not benefiting you. It's a game within a game. Okay, so I have a masterclass that's coming soon, y'all. I'm going to keep you guys in tune, and we're going to be breaking down the FCRA. I'm going to be breaking down the FCRA so you can understand exactly what's going on with these codes, what's going on with your rights, how to enforce them, how to set your administration process up the correct way so you can remove anything off your consumer report and also get paid for having bad credit. Because once somebody admit that they was wrong, if they decide to take anything off your consumer report when you dispute, so let's say you disputed something and they decide to remove that item, they admit that they was wrong, and you still can get paid for having bad credit. So do not wait to be great, and stay blessed.